I'm Christy Hartman, and I'm delighted you decided to join me in this video hop. Welcome to the Makers Creative Collab, hosted by the amazing PM Artist Studio, Patricia Carmichael and Mariah Rushing. We try to make this hop as easy as possible for you to enjoy all of the beautiful artwork from each participating artist. The link will be available at the end of my video for you to hop on to the next video in the list. The diverse array of talent that is showcased in this hop will knock your socks off. October's theme is hashtag objects otherwise considered trash. I thought quite a while about this theme and the project that I was going to share with you. I had lots of ideas, but finally settled on using bottles as an upcycled functional piece of doodled art. Note the emphasis on fun. You can actually sit in the evening and work on these as you watch TV. I actually wrote a book in 2017 about this process. It was called Upcycled Glass Doodling, and it was published by Viking Woodcrafts. The idea behind this book is that you would use bottles that you had at home, decorate those bottles with beautiful doodled designs and patterns, and have something that's fun and functional to use instead of throwing away or even sending your bottles to recycling. This book pretty much goes through the entire process. I don't know if this book is still in print, but if you were interested, you could always contact Viking Woodcrafts. And I thought, why not create a few bottles to share with you and possibly get your creative juices flowing using this combination of media. So let me show you a few of the bottles that I've designed. These two right here are just little milk bottles that you can buy at Michael's and decorate them with beautiful designs. This one was actually a salad dressing bottle. One is, yes, it's a Crown Royal bottle, but Crown Royal really produces a beautiful bottle for you to paint on and do some very interesting different techniques. You will find that as you start looking for bottles, that some of the more interesting bottles are actually alcohol bottles. So why not use them? You can see I've done a checkerboard pattern on the sides, extending it through up to the top. This one is a bigger one. Same similar pattern, just a different color scheme. This one reminds me of the antique carnival glass. On this one I used a chalkboard glass paint on either side so that whoever is the recipient of this one, they can write in chalk whatever it is that they have in this bottle. I usually freehand the designs on my bottles with the exception of this checkerboard pattern. I use thin painter's tape. I use usually about 1/4 inch or 1/8 inch to develop the line pattern that you see over here, as well as the checkerboard patterns. You can purchase this online. Just Google 1/4 inch, 1/8 inch painter's tape. Use any paint that is safe to use on glass and only paint on the outside of your bottle. You do not want this paint to come into contact with food. I use glass painting markers. I use the Deco Art glass painting markers. I've had a lot of really good luck with these. There are other brands. I believe PBO has one. But I like the ease of using a marker instead of painting with a brush. The steps to doing these. First of all, make sure your bottles are clean. I always run them through the dishwasher, sometimes a couple times. Then to begin the design, I like a Stabilo pencil. The nice thing about my Stabilo pencil is I can erase any mistakes that I'm not happy with. Once I get my design set, then I'll trace over the top of it with my black glass paint marker. Next I'm going to begin the painting process. I want these to look like they have some depth. So once I put my initial layer on, I go back over the top, sometimes with a second layer, to put 2 coats to get the intensity of the paint that I want. I've shaded my petals with some red, and I've gone back over the top with some orange to kind of lighten it, to give it a subtle highlight. The center was yellow, orange shaded around the outside, and then I did all of those little dots. So let's look at this one. And then you can add all of these little dots for interest. On this one, I actually dotted around the top of those triangles and dotted into some of my triangles, just to add a little bit of interest. So read the manufacturer's instructions. They're usually on the back of your marker information. This brand actually needs to be heat set, which I do in my oven. Also pay close attention to the care of your bottle. It says it's dishwasher safe, but trust me, from experience, it's not. I very carefully hand wash these. I never let them soak in the dish soap. These make amazing gifts. People love to receive them. They're very unique. They're beautiful. They're functional. And instead of being recycled, you're upcycling something. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember, give me a thumbs up. Leave a nice comment so I know you were here. If you have any questions, please make sure to ask those. Remember to stay tuned for the end screen, which will take you to the next video. Thank you. I'll see you next month.